happy to do another con here in Florida, because I love Florida. You guys live in a great state, aside from your stupid politics and your judicial system.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm just you saw a little bit of what I've done there. I've
Yes.
also done a lot of film and television, but I know you don't give a crap about that. I'm not as talented as Scott McNeil or Phil Lamarck over here, who do amazing, like hundreds of voices. And so I'm honored to actually even just be here. So I got lucky. I got Albert Wesker in when he got big in the series. So I'm honored for that. I was honored because I got Legion out of the blue and got to be in that series. So and those are really the two big things. I've done some anime, a lot of anime games. But I know like the Tales series, I've had like some random little characters here and there. And I tend to sound the same in all of them.
He does.
I do have like some games coming out that I know you'll ask about, and then we will have to wrestle about whatever I tell you. So yeah, so that's that. I do have videos as well I can share with you. I know some of you have seen a lot of the special like Wesker and videos I've done and things like that. For those of you who haven't, maybe we'll share a couple before we go. But I figure let's make it kind of open-ended right now. Coming down, I feel so far away from you.
No.
So let's open this up and find out. First off, my name is DC. What's yours?
Jeff.
I'm great with names, so Jesse. No. So let's start off with we'll just open up to questions, and then we'll just take it from there, right? Does that sound good? Because it's kind of a free-form thing. I don't talk to green people.
Okay. It's not a question, but I say something.
Oh, okay.
That
I can't help you with your taxes.
fine. I've played Resident Evil since the first one came out on the PS1. Now,
BAM!
Yeah.
Check
Which one? There's been several.
Code Veronica. That's where it's at.
Wait. Oh, shit. Anyone got IMDb or like the internet up here? Code Veronica. Was it Richard Waugh? There are, just so you guys know who don't, and who don't know the series Resident Evil, there have Albert Wesker's huge character archetype who has been since the beginning and has gone through evolutions. Somebody who thought was your friend or your boss turns into a boss. Literally, I think he's one of the reasons you call it the boss.
Yeah, definitely.
So, he was originally voiced by Sergio Jones in the first one. Give the guy a break. That was back in the day when they didn't know how to do voice acting for video games. They gave you an Excel sheet with just your lines, no context. Nobody in the recording studio had no idea what the context was, so the actor had just to go and say the lines. So you had things like, "You almost ended up at Jill's Sandwich." You have no idea what that means. It just says it. So, and then it evolved. And so the later games then, I think first it was Richard. From there it went to Richard Waugh, and that was because they went to Canada for the production. Then at one point they went back to LA, and then they had Peter Jessup do the voice, and he did it for I think 1 or 2 games. And then they went back to Richard Waugh for a game, and then from there they came back to LA. Richard Waugh was, Peter Jessup was not available, and so I auditioned for it, having to sound like Peter Jessup for Umbrella Chronicles. I got it, did it for that. I think I sound crappy in it, but I did it, and I was happy to have the gig. I didn't know how big it was, and this is all going to get to your answer. And I will come back to figure out what the hell you were asking. But this is background for them. So anyway, so I did that, and then they called me back for an audition for Resident Evil 5. At that point, I realized how big the game was because friends had told me. And when I went into the audition, I'm like, I got Peter Jessup down now. I can do this better. And they played Richard Waugh, and I'm like, oh, it's a little different. So then I had to learn his kind of take on it, but also blend in what I had known from the Jessup's performance of it, and then also mine, and also what they wanted to do with the character in RE5, because he goes in a whole different, he evolves, or devolves. And, so it became that. And then of course, after that, the beauty was, once I had done that, established that, and everyone had accepted me as it and gotten over their whole thing, God damn it, it's Richard Waugh. I get the ancillary games, I was able to put my own twist on the voice, and I kind of feel like I finally own it. For myself. I mean, listen, there are people that are going to always want Richard Waugh to do it, and I don't blame them because they grew up with that or what have you. Or maybe Peter Jessup. I don't hear anyone clamoring for Sergio Jones, but that's not his fault. It's the way they did it back then. Because he's an established. All 3 of them are like wonderful actors. They're like really great in what they do. And I'm just lucky that I was the last guy that got to do it. Hopefully, if they keep production in LA and they bring Wesker back, I'll get to do him again. But I can't do it alone. You have to email them. Okay, this should be a Wesker-centric game. Because how the hell did he get a son? Let's see that storyline.